I'm so happy, y'all. You get to go and have fun with Hiroki, while I'll be stuck in Japan getting ready for my upcoming tour.
Kiss my ass! I'm the biggest hater! We interrupt this program to bring you.
Welcome to the dojo. It's your boy Kai. I'm gonna be your sensei today. Back on Sakura Succubus V with me, yo sensei. Basically, this man Hiroki's girlfriend or wife, whatever, went and said in public that she his wife. He got all the other side pieces mad now. But I don't know how their relationship work. It's like, whatever, bruh. Anyways, we about to help this man Hiroki get his situation straight. So without further ado, sit back, relax, eat your snacks, and let's get it, man. Straight up.
Now that's quite the query. Am I interested in going away with Hifumi? I still have a bunch of work to do in Japan, and it wasn't all that long ago I went galvanating off on a holiday with my entourage of succubus babes. If I were any other employee, I bet my boss would balk at such a suggestion. I've been pretty poly with my boss lately though, thanks to the newfound relationships with all these superstars. It's no secret in the office that I'm buddy with Wakatsuki Marina, the famous businesswoman. It's common knowledge that I stayed at a hot spring resort with her a while back, and she invited me along to a plush charity ball held by the social elite. I've gotten my foot into a lot of doors thanks to Marina, and I've had the chance to scope out all sorts of fancy events I'd otherwise never be able to even dream of glimpsing, much less participating in. The sales of the Sakura Weekly have gone through the roof since my relationship with Marina began. My boss owes much of the paper success to me, and he's been so very lenient with my time off and my holidays. I've had a pretty big pay raise recently, and I'm even thinking about moving out of my cruddy apartment. Things are really looking up for me. I'm exceedingly fortunate, and though I do fear whenever I enter the office that my malcontented co-workers might band together and lynch me. They do an even worse job of hiding their jealousy than Ayu does. Oh well. I've heard it said that all successful men wind up making enemies. It's part and parcel of the whole fame and fortune thing. People get jealous, it's inevitable. I'll be certain to make even more enemies if I go to Astoria with Hifumi, but that's too late to worry about now. I could use a break from office politics, and I do want to spend time with Hifumi. Moreover, I've never been to Astoria before. I'm pretty curious about it, and I also like to take some photos too. Maybe some of them could be used for articles in the Sakura Weekly. I'll get to relax, but I'll also get to be doing a bit of work on the side. It's a great bargain. I feel pretty bad for Ayu. I know she's been angling to spend more time with me herself, but yeah, I think I will. If Hifumi's offering, it'd be rude to turn her down. I don't know if everything will pan out just yet, but I'd like to go. I thought you might say that. You sound like a true gentleman. Ayu snorts. Gentleman, my cute plush butt. I know what you're really after, so you're so transparent. Why don't you go jump into an open fire? Damn. Okay, Ayu's obviously in a bad mood, so I'll ignore her. That's kind of tricky given how much space her voluptuous pigtails take up, but I'll do my best. Use the word voluptuous to describe pigtails is crazy. Fortunately, Marina's next comment makes this a lot easier. Speaking of Astoria, I've been planning to have a trip there for the last several months. Oh yeah? I didn't know about that. Yes indeed. I am looking into opening a few shops in the country's capital, and I've been attending any number of online conferences to turn this into a reality. There's only so much one can do online. However, to cinch this deal, I will need to venture into Astoria in person. It is easier to move money while standing face to face with your investors. It inspires more confidence, and above all else, shows sincerity. Perhaps we can go to Astoria together. Hiroki, you and I, and Hifumi too. That would be lovely. Hey, don't forget about me. I'm actually meant to go to Astoria too at the start of the next month. You are? Yep. There's a tennis championship happening there that I just couldn't pass up. Put your pants up, Hazel. I've been entered into it since early June. I've been sweating buckets getting ready, practicing my swings and all. I'm on pretty good form, or so my trainer reckons, and I should be able to smash it. But I'll do an even better job on the court, I'm sure, if you're there with me, Hiroki, to cheer me on. Doesn't that sound great? We can all go to Astoria together. Well now, isn't this a charming string of coincidences? Marina beams. I had no idea about your plans, Hazel, but I see no need why you should not travel with us. We are all friends after all. I'll be more than happy for you to join our entourage. Although, here, Marina's expression darkens. If you cause any complications, Hazel, I will not hesitate to punish you. Am I making myself plain? Very. She be talking about punishing people and junk, you know what I'm saying? I looked up one clip of her punishing somebody. It was just a spanking. It was a spanking, but it must be hella painful because she was probably using her powers behind it. Hazel laughs awkwardly while toying with her hair. I still remember how crazy your punishments can be. I don't want to get on your bad side, so I'll behave, I promise. Good. See to it that you do, and nothing will go awry. Now, beaming anew, Marina claps her manicured hands together. I am quite looking forward to this trip. This should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I bet it will be, for you guys at least. I'm so happy all of you get to go and have fun with Hiroki, while I'll be stuck in Japan getting ready for my upcoming tour.
Kiss my ass! I'm the biggest hater!
It must be nice having so much free time. We won't be free though. I've got a tournament, like I said, and Marina's doing some business deal or another. I know, I get it, I heard you. I don't doubt you'll be working, but it's not like you'll be busy all the time, right? You'll have some time off, and when you do, you'll get to cuddle up with Hiroki and whisper sweet nothings in his ear. You'll get to go on dates and eat sweets and watch the sunset, and at night, Ayu's expression twists, and angrily she clenches her hands at her front. Oh, it's not fair. I want to in on the action too. Why do I always get left out? The universe must be playing some kind of mean joke on me. Was I born under an unlucky star? Why things have to turn out like this? It's alright, Ayu. Don't be sad. Smiling angelically, Cosmos takes hold of Ayu's hands and peers into her face. I won't be going to Astoria either. I can't. I'm supposed to be appearing in a variety show at the end of next week. I have a few commercials lined up that need filming too. I'd like to ignore my responsibilities and spend time with Hiroki, but Cosmos sighs. I can't do that. I don't want to disappoint my fans. They're all very excited about the job opportunities I have lined up. I've received lots and lots of supportive fan mail from people. They said they want me to fail in the quiz show segment so I'll get covered in slime. They sound very excited about it. Not that I really get it. If it ain't that Nickelodeon slime, you need to be worried. Cosmos wrinkles her nose. I don't see what's so appealing about slime. It's sticky and it smells bad. What kind of slime you getting hit with? That's what people want though, so I will do my best to make them happy. I'll miss Hiroki when he's gone. Them ain't good words to hear right there. I ain't gonna cap. I'll miss Hiroki when he's gone. But it isn't the end of the world. We'll see him again. Ayu, don't worry. Everything will be just fine. And even if you feel down, I'll be here to console you. Wink. No matter what happens, we'll always have each other. Ayu glances away from Cosmos, her face flushed. Well, whatever. I guess you're right. There's no point in getting worked up about this. I'm the amazing, incredible, extremely beautiful EQA Ayu. There's no way Hiroki will ever get tired of me, no matter what vile tricks Marina, Hifumi, and Hazel employ. I'll still come out on top in his hearts. I'm not number one on the charts for nothing. Huh? But Ayu. Cosmos' brow wrinkles. I thought your latest song was number 2 on the charts. Mihama Shizuru is actually even more popular. Not. Ayu grabs hold of Cosmos' head. Another. She squeezes her skull. Word. Oh dear. Marina sighs. The children are fighting again. I do wish they could be more mature. Aren't you too old or bigger like that? Oh, you know a lot about being old, wouldn't you, Marina? You might call yourself a sophisticated lady, but that's just a nice way of saying you're past it.
Oh my god.
Past it? Why I never... And as for you, Cosmos, I don't want you mentioning Shizuru around me. She's as good as dead to me. Sure, her latest single might have sold a little more than mine, but that doesn't mean anything. She has an unfair advantage. She debuted 15 years ago, then fell off the face of the planet. How could I have known she released a brand new single after all this time, a day before my newest release? Of course all her old fans ate it up. Old being the operative word. She's in her mid-30s now. She's even older than Marina. She has no business being an idol. She ought to be ashamed of herself. I am not old. How dare you? Hazel observes the impartial observer for once and laughs, elbowing me in the ribs, and then says in a conspiratorial tone, "It's not a dull moment when you're surrounded by a harem of loving succubi, huh?" Oh yeah, it's all fun and game. Ayu. Until Marina scalps Ayu while Ayu chokes Cosmos, I suppose. That's at least Ayu won't be accompanying me on the upcoming trip to Astoria. That's something to be grateful for. I do like her. Her indigits can be kind of adorable when it's not so incendiary. But her temper is as volatile as a volcano. Spending too much time with her can be exhausting. In Astoria, however, I should be able to kick back and relax. First, however, it'd be nice if I could have a talk with Hifumi to confirm the particulars of our upcoming trip. Cosmos. Maybe after I've torn Ayu away from Cosmos. Our resident cat girl is starting to look alarmingly blue in the face, and I'm not just talking about her hair. Would it kill Ayu to chill out every once in a while? If it doesn't, I'm afraid it'll seriously kill Cosmos. To my relief, it doesn't take me all that long before I'm able to talk to Hifumi like I was hoping. Hifumi winds up visiting me the following night at my small rundown apartment of her own volition. I wasn't expecting any guests, and Hifumi's sudden arrival comes as quite the surprise, though it is of course a pleasant one. Hifumi greets me elegantly as per usual and apologizes for stopping by unannounced. And an apology I wave aside as being unnecessary. I offered to serve Hifumi some tea. If my mother taught me anything, it's that offering guests green tea is the only polite thing to do. But Hifumi reversed my offer on me and instead asked if she could prepare the tea for me. I am the one imposing upon you, Hiroki dear, by visiting you at such advanced an hour. This being the case, it would only be fitting for me to prepare the tea. I do not wish for you to go through any extra trouble, not for my sake. Moreover, I enjoy doting upon you. I find it most satisfying. That was what Hifumi said. I wasn't able to stop her, so I instead leapt over the tatami in the kitchen cum living room. I sat there for a while, cross-legged upon the floor while Hifumi worked. Hifumi being elegant and dexterous, wasting no motions preparing the tea. She had a pot brewed in only a few minutes and 2 cups poured. Cups which she then carried to me on a tray with more grace and poise than any waitress. Hey, here you go, dear. Hifumi now says, handing me a cup. Please drink up, but do be careful. It's hot. In fact, Hifumi smiles, perhaps I'll have to blow on your tea first so you don't burn your tongue. I wouldn't want you to scald yourself. Oh, it's alright. You don't need to baby me, really. I know I don't need to, but I would like to. And in any event, I do not regard you as a baby. You're more akin to a husband to me. Any devout wife would wish to ease their husband's burdens in whatever small manners they're able. Would you not allow me this privilege, dear? If only it was the same way in the real world, Damn wife be want to kick your husband nowadays. I ain't even married. Shoot, my ex-wife used to want to kill me all the damn time. She murdered me just for talking about it. Don't make no sense. My ex-wife would strangle my ass. Is it just cause? Oh, okay. Let me skip on. Moving on. Well, I glanced away abashed. Hifumi might dress and act as a Hifumi might dress and act in a traditionally Japanese manner, but she's no shy wallflower. She can be quite assertive when she wants, to such a degree it's a little disconcerting. I wonder if that's because she's a succubus. If you really want to, then I won't stop you. Go right ahead. Wonderful, you're too kind, dear. But then again, that is precisely the reason I like you so. Pleased by this victory, minor though it may be, Hifumi blows atop the surface of my green tea. All that damn talking shit probably cold already now anyway. She blows and blows with soft sounds until she's satisfied whatever loving wife quota she's so desperate to fulfill. This task thus carried out, Hifumi hands the cup back to me. Now you may drink it. I hope you enjoy it. I'm sure I will. You brewed it after all. I offer Hifumi a smile which makes her laugh. My. You certainly know how to ensnare a woman's heart. Why thank you. I liked you a good deal already, dear, but every moment I spend in your company, I find myself growing more and more enamored. Hifumi and I sit for a few moments in silence, sipping at our tea while I observe her. Hifumi's dark hair cascades about her slender shoulders like a waterfall, and her face is carefully made up. There's not a single wrinkle in Hifumi's attire. Although it's comprised of many parts and looks tedious to put on, her obi is tied to perfection and her long sleeves are draped gracefully upon her lap. Hifumi is so enchanting, in fact, she looks quite out of place in my cruddy apartment. I'm actually aware of the stains on the tatami. Oh, I'm acutely aware of the stains on the Tatami left by this place's previous residents, not me. And it is what stains? What they leave there? What they leave there? What stains did they leave there? Oh, you got the tissues right there. I'm actually starting to pay attention to this man's place. It's a little interesting. I'm acutely aware of the stains on the Tatami left by this place's previous residents, not by me. And the discoloration of the blinds. Hifumi doesn't belong in a place like this. She's far too good for it. It's crazy, really, that a famous actress like Yamamoto Hifumi wants anything to do at all with me, much less to spend time in my less and luxurious home. I've had several months to grow accustomed to Hifumi's affections, almost a year in fact, but I'm still reeling. I swallow down my tea, then look at Hifumi, askance. So what do I owe the fuck you? Fuck that, I get this game for niggas can't read. So, to what do I owe the pleasure? I suppose there's a reason why you came over so late, beyond wanting to brew me tea. Ah yes, of course. I wanted to partake in viewing your face, which is so very dear to me. But more than that, I owed you an apology. An apology? Yes indeed. I said many things about you on television last night, things you might perhaps have preferred to keep private. I did not intend before participating in that Karuta competition to make my feelings towards you known. It was not my intention to boast of our relationship. Truly, it was not. I would hate to put you in an awkward situation, dear. And I would hate to make my sisters jealous, too. So that's what this is about. I wondered. I guess that's one mystery solved. It's a good thing Hifumi thought to bring this subject up on her own volition. That saves me the trouble. I wanted to talk to her about it, too, and about her intentions. It is just... Sighing, Hifumi dips her head and traces the tip of her index finger about the rim of her teacup. I care for you so much. I find it hard to suppress these feelings of mine. I saw a perfect opportunity to confess to the nation. I couldn't help but seize it. I'm not as young as I used to be, you see. Certainly. I am not as young as Ayu or Cosmos, and now that I'm in a relationship with a man I love, I wish to speak of it. I can no longer continue to keep affairs between us a secret, as though it is something I ought to be ashamed of. I am not ashamed of my feelings for you, not in the slightest, and I wish for the world to know them. Keeping quiet about you has been weighing so heavily upon my heart, I cannot take it. I see. I surveyed Hifumi from across the table, impressed at her candor. She's breathing pretty heavily, and her shoulders are shaking. It's an unusual sight coming from a woman as composed as Hifumi so often is. Her authenticity and her tones ring true, and it makes my heart fluster. She really must like me a lot for her feelings to override her common sense. There's another tool of yours that can do that. There's only one other thing that can make a girl fall in love with you. You know what I'm saying? Besides your flattery and your charisma. Luckily, you was born with that tool too. I ain't gonna say what that tool is, but we all get what I'm implying here. I'm very flattered you feel that way. I reply after a pause. Once I had a moment to gather my errant thoughts. I love you a lot too, Hifumi. Do you truly? Of course. I smile at her. I thought it would be better to keep our relationship a secret, it's true, but that's not because I'm ashamed of you. I just thought it'd be even easier to manage, given you're a celebrity. I don't want our affairs to be splashed all over the pages of magazines. Especially not when said magazines will have a field day if they dug a little into my relationships and discern I'm also going out with Cosmos, Moretti, Ikue, Ayu, Wakatsuki, Marina, and Hazel Williams. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's really a 6th. But she the queen of the succubus world, so she can't be on Earth. Damn, this nigga got bitches, and they all celebrities. So he got super bitches. And they all succubus. So you got super bitches. But it's too late for regrets now. You've already talked about our relationship on TV. It's not possible to take back what you said, but I don't think I want you to. I'm happy to let people know about this. Though now that I think about it, I have to break this news to my mother too. Now that'll be fun. I wonder how I should even go about it. I've not had a serious partner in years and years. I've been too focused on my job. Cap. And now all of a sudden I have 6 of them, and one of them lives in the succubus realm. For starters, I probably gotta tell my mama what succubus are. Will she even believe me? My situation is so blatantly unbelievable, I'm not even sure I fully accept it myself. Oh Hiroki, thank you so very much. Hifumi exhales, relieved, a gentle smile upon her lips. Does that mean we're officially a couple then? I suppose so, yeah. And will you take me to meet your parents? I would so love to introduce myself to your mother and your father too. I want to make miso soup for them and help your mother go grocery shopping and give your father back rubs. It is my most ardent wish that they know how dutiful a daughter-in-law I shall be. Yeah, about my folks, I smile awkwardly. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let me speak to them first, Kate. But of course, I shall leave it in your capable hands, darling. Oh, am I so excited? I can hardly wait. Hifumi's excitement must be catching because when I look at her, my own smile begins to relax. I'm starting to feel pretty positive about the whole thing too, but there's something else I think we need to discuss. I'm glad you're excited, but we might have to put your visiting my parents on hold for a while. Haven't you been extended an invitation to Astoria by its princess, no less? Oh yes, you're quite correct. I was so taken by the thought of inducing. I was so taken by the thought of introducing myself to my family that it had quite slipped my mind. You forgot that a princess wants to put you up in her own palace? I think that stick in most people's minds. Perhaps it would, but I'm not most people. You're more important to me than any princess, dear. I'm glad to hear it. Though the devotion evident in Hifumi's voice and face is kind of intense. But I hate for you to make an enemy of Stefania. I think you ought to accept her invitation. She's too important to risk upsetting. Yes, indeed. I concur. I shall postpone my visit to your family's abode then, until after my trip to Astoria. Stefania was quite eager that I teach her how to play Karuta. I am not at all opposed to the idea. She is quite the dear thing. I do think it will be lonely though for me to travel to Astoria on my own. I wish not to be parted from you, darling. So, winsomely, Hifumi examines me from beneath my eyelashes. Would you care to accompany me? I would be more appreciative if you could. Stefania has already given you her blessing. I believe all should be well if you are able to secure time away from work. I think that should be doable enough. My boss has been pretty lenient with me lately, and knowing him, I'm sure he'll regard this as a wonderful business opportunity. If you're spending time with the princess, I might even be able to take some photos of her. Perhaps I can get a few snapshots of the pair of you playing Caruso together. That may be quite the story. We will have to discuss it with Stefania. I'm sure she will be willing to help, though. She's a dear thing, like I said. Beaming, Hifumi presses one hand upon her chest. I'm looking forward to meeting your parents. It is true, but this upcoming trip to Astoria should prove to be just as endurable in its own right. Why does it feel almost as though we're going on a honeymoon? Now then, Hifumi surveys me from beneath the half-laden eyes. A somewhat mischievous smile plays upon her lips. Perhaps we ought to celebrate our good fortune. A celebration, huh? I return Hifumi's smile with one of my own. There's nothing I wish for more after all than your happiness, my beloved husband. Did he get some? I don't know if he did it, but you know what I'm saying. Like I say, she gave him a mischievous smile. They would talk about the celebration, and then the screen then he said, "All right, bet." Then the screen just faded to black. Next thing you know, it says. A handful of days passed following my impromptu meetup with Hifumi, during of which she confirmed that Marina and Hazel will be coming along for us for the trip. Yeah, that nigga got something for he can't tell me otherwise. She is succubus too. With the tickets of our flight all booked, I only need to pack my things for the upcoming trip. I was in the process of getting everything prepared when an errand thought makes me pause. It's been a while since I last spoke to my parents, and I should really update them on the going-ons in my life. I thought my mother might call me, actually, after Hifumi declared she was dating Ogasawara Hiroki on TV, but apparently not. Maybe she didn't see the news. Sad news has been exploding all over social media since then, I know because I've seen it. But my mother's pretty old-fashioned. She hardly ever goes on the internet. All she knows about the world news, she gleans from either the TV or from the newspapers. I don't want my mother learning about my engagements as if it were secondhand, so I figured it's best to break the news myself. I did tell her moreover, that I'd one day let her meet my parents. I can hardly do that if my parents don't even know I'm dating her. Turning up on their doorstep unannounced with the famous actress Yamamoto Hifumi would be quite a flex, but I just have no desire to give my father a heart attack. He's getting on in years and he's pretty frail. After some consideration, I ceased my packing and can wait for later. and take a seat in the kitchen. I pull out my phone. I put my phone in my pants pocket. Quickly down my pants landline.
All right, everybody, we're gonna end it right here for this video. The next one should be coming out pretty soon, though. I'm in the good mood, so I'm working on them. Okay. Expect some more Sakura Succubus. Expect some Apex. If I ever decide that I like my content, I don't know why. It's 2K23 too. The next Sakura Succubus video should come out within the next 3 days. I'm gonna try to get at least 2 a week done. Okay. Anyways, y'all, I enjoy y'all. Love y'all. Y'all stay blessed. Peace out.